welcome to Edmonton Dermatology YouTube channel. We're so glad you joined us today. My name is Karen and this is Andrea.
Hello.
And she's a registered LPN here at Edmonton Dermatology. And today we're going to be talking about laser hair removal.
Yay!
Now, we have a quote here from some famous people. Emily Wise, I think she's some actress or something.
I'm pretty sure, yep.
And she said, I've had some not great experiences with laser hair removal, probably because I haven't done what they told me.
That's important.
Yeah.
When we tell you to do something, we mean it.
Yeah, there's reasons for it, that's right. So the statistics say that most people report a 90% permanent reduction in hair growth in their treated areas. That's amazing, actually.
Which is pretty awesome. And
It is, yeah.
hair removal, like a lot of, mainly women, men too actually, you always get these weird stubborn areas of hair growth. Some women, older women, get a lot in the chin area. Unfortunately, that's part of menopause, but we can help with that. Men also, if you have a tendency to grow hair up in the upper part of the cheeks, or you have like chest hair, back hair, stuff like that, that just doesn't seem very sightly to yourself, or you just don't like the look or the feel of it, laser hair removal is a great option for you.
It's awesome. I am actually considering it now on the next part of the list of
things to do to yourself.
things to do at the Edmonton Dermatology Clinic. So let's back up a little bit and just kind of go from the beginning. What exactly is laser hair removal?
So laser hair removal is using a machine, so a laser device, to actually take away the hair follicle. So as you can see, hair obviously grows straight out from your skin. In the skin, there's actually a part of the hair or the hair root that grows in there, and we call it a bulb essentially. The laser will actually target that area to try and get rid of it.
Oh, okay, that's pretty simple. So what areas can be treated?
Pretty much anywhere. Now, of course, we won't treat your eyebrows because the laser handpieces are actually quite large, so eyebrows are a no. Obviously, the top of your head, a no. Everywhere else, pretty much from here down, is fair game. A lot of women love getting their underarms done because we always have to shave it, and then you get those red bumps. Same thing with down below, so the Brazilian area. Shaving, waxing, we always get those stubborn bumps that just are really irritating and again unsightly, and the hair tends to grow back a little more angry and stuff like that. So laser hair removal is a great option. Also to kind of think about is some men, like I said, the chest area, if you have the odd scraggly hair here and there that you just really don't like having there, especially if you're a swimmer, if you like being out in the water, getting laser hair removal done is a great option for you. That way you don't have to worry about it all summer.
Yeah, and you guys do all of those areas here at Edmonton Dermatology. Well, that's awesome. Yay! So what happens to the hair during the treatment?
So what happens is we usually have the area shaved prior to your treatment. So we ask that you either do that the day before, or we'll kind of do the small areas like underarms or on the face. We kind of just trim the hair flat with the skin. That way when the handpiece goes over top, we can actually, the light can actually go through the skin to that bulb of the hair follicle. So when it actually goes through that bulb, it's looking for the color of the hair. So usually darker hair tends to work better, but what it does is the light kind of penetrates through there and it looks for the cells that create that hair follicle, because those cells have color in them as well. So when we actually change that, that coloring, we actually will be able to explode those cells and those cells die off, okay? So when it dies off, that means those cells now have to take longer to reproduce themselves and create new ones. So as you see with repeated treatments, it will slower and slower regrow back. Then we hit it again and it'll become slower and thinner, and eventually your body just kind of gives up growing these cells because it's just this vicious circle of it. It's always gone. So
wow.
It's nice, easy, permanent removal.
Yeah, that's great. That's what we want when we're getting our hair removed. So I guess you kind of answered the question already. Is laser hair removal permanent? Like, how permanent is it actually?
So it is very permanent. Now, yes, there may be the odd hair. You're not going to have a full grown area again, like your underarms. If they're not going to fully grow. You may get the 1, 2, maybe a 3 that show up, and which you can just quickly shave off, or give us a call. We can start doing the laser treatments again. Unfortunately, older ladies, This area here is very prone to hormonal growth. As you know, when you hit menopause, that testosterone level has a tendency to rise up in us, which is why we start getting hair on that area. So it's a matter of just kind of keeping up with it. Everyone's a little bit different too. You may need it, your treatments first, your group of treatments, and then a few years down the road, they're starting to grow again because that testosterone level has gone up again. So we go ahead and do another group of treatments from there.
Okay. And how many treatments do you recommend? I guess, is it different per area of the body?
It is actually different per area. Usually the face, it tends to be about 4, sometimes 6 treatments. Again, it just depends on the bulk, the thickness, the darkness, stuff like that. Underarms, usually 4. The legs, the bikini area, those tend to take a little bit longer. Just because the vascularity in the legs tends to be a little bit slower. The growth tends to take a little bit longer to try and get rid of everything. Down below, the hair is thicker, as we all know that.
Yeah.
It's a lot thicker, it's darker, so it does take quite a few treatments. Sometimes it can take up to 8 treatments.
Oh, wow.
Legs as well is usually around 8 treatments.
Oh, good to know. Okay, this is actually a great next question because I was just really thinking this. Do the treatments hurt?
So that all depends on the type of device.
Okay.
So the type of laser that's being used. The older types of lasers, yeah, they hurt. Been there, done that. It's not fun. We have ways of getting around that though. Numbing cream, cooling gel, we have a cooling fan. There's other machines that actually has a nice cold handpiece. So it literally sits right on top of your skin and the handpiece is cold. We hold it there for a second, we deliver the energy, we hold it there again, and then you don't even feel it anymore because it's cold. So it's actually quite comfortable. So of course, we'd love for you guys to come and try out that handpiece because even myself, I've had the old technology. Yikes, it hurts, and I have a high pain tolerance. So usually I go for the other machines. It's actually quite comfortable.
Wow, so yeah, that's probably a good idea then. Try out the new stuff.
Oh yeah.
So what do I do before I come in for my appointment?
So of course, even before your laser treatment appointment, we want to consult you and talk to you about what areas would work best and hair and stuff like that. But right before you come in for a laser treatment for hair removal is we need you to shave the area. Usually if it's a smaller area like the face or the underarms, it's okay to leave it. We can totally trim those up for you guys. But larger areas like the legs, some people with the arms, that's a lot of shaving and stuff like that. And because shaving has a tendency to leave those little bumps in that, doing a large area is not really recommended immediately before a laser treatment. So we ask that you do that the night before, quickly shave everything. That way those little red bumps can kind of settle out before you come in for your treatment. Same thing with the Brazilian area. We ask that you make sure that you shave all that down before you come in, usually the night before.
Okay. And what can I expect after I've had the treatment?
For sure. So again, it depends on the technology that you're getting. There is a little bit of warmth left over from the old lasers. The new ones, you literally leave here with barely any sensation. Your skin's not red, it's not sore. You might be a little chilly because of the handpiece, but otherwise it's pretty comfortable. Then you'll notice in the next couple of days that it's like, oh my gosh, the stuff is growing back. This is crazy. I just paid to have this removed. Yeah. It's actually that piece of hair that's inside your skin that the laser had targeted. It's actually pushing itself out. Oh, wow. So it's literally just kind of crumbly, burnt up burnt up hair follicle in your skin. So your body's just naturally pushing it out because obviously it's not useful anymore. So it's just naturally pushing it out. That can happen even after 3 days after the treatment. But then that's when we want you to really keep an eye on how fast this stuff grows back, because we as laser technicians need to know how our settings are working. So what we ask is make sure that you kind of watch to see how long it takes for those hairs to kind of come back and when it's to the point where you need to actually shave it again. That way we have an understanding of, okay, maybe we need to crank up our settings a little bit more. Not that higher settings are going to hurt any different. It's still going to feel the same for you. It's just a matter of us kind of determining how much we need to actually help remove that hair.
Oh, wow. So what should I do after the treatment?
So we ask that you obviously put moisturizer, totally fine, just nothing too thick. We ask that you don't go and put yourself in any hot water. So don't take a hot bath right after. Shower is fine, just more lukewarm, no hot hot water, because your skin is vulnerable. It will feel really sensitive. It almost feels like you just burnt yourself when you put hot water on the area. We also ask like no hot yoga, no sexual intercourse afterwards either for the Brazilian area, again because the skin just needs time to heal quickly. Okay?
Good to know. So can all skin types be treated?
Yes and no. So it all depends again on your skin type and the type of laser device. So obviously light colored skin, because our skin doesn't have too much melanin or pigment in it, it's very easy for the lasers to find that dark hair and get rid of it. For patients with darker skin type, we have that risk of having that pigment in the skin cells naturally, and then the hair follicles are there too. But the laser can't sometimes differentiate between skin and hair. It's looking for that pigment specifically. So some lasers, actually a lot of the older technology, are very good at determining the difference between those two. Whereas newer technology, we usually have to use lower settings, which means that we have to do multiple treatments, so more than the regular that we would do for those of us with lighter skin types. So let's say underarms, it would be more around like 6 treatments for someone of darker skin type, just to make sure that we aren't burning the skin cells. We are looking for the hair follicles. So that's something, again, that coming in for a consult, we can really discuss that further and kind of explain it in greater detail to make sure that you are in a safe area.
Wow, so much great information. Thanks for sharing that.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us today here at Edmonton Dermatology YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you found some good information. I sure did. It was a great jam-packed information. So we'll see you guys on the next video.
Thanks so much.
Bye.